Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about an important rule from the National Electrical Code, NEC 110.5, which deals with electrical conductors. Don't worry, we'll keep it simple and make sure you understand how this rule impacts your electrical system. Let's get started. NEC 110.5 explains what materials can be used for electrical conductors. That's the wires or cables that carry electricity through a circuit. This rule ensures that the materials used for conductors are safe and appropriate for carrying electrical current. In simple terms, this rule states conductors or wires must be made up of one of the following materials: copper, aluminum, or copper-clad aluminum, which is a mix of copper and aluminum. What happens if you use another material? If you use a material that's not copper, aluminum, or copper-clad aluminum, you'll need to adjust the size of the wire to safely carry the current. In other words, you might need to use thicker wires if you're using materials other than copper or aluminum. In electrical systems, copper is the default. If the type of conductor isn't specified, the code assumes you're using copper. So any wire size listed in the code, unless stated otherwise, is based on copper wire. So why did the NEC create this rule? The reason is safety. Electrical conductors need to be made from materials that can handle the electrical load without overheating, causing fires, or damaging your electrical system. Copper and aluminum are popular choices because they are great at conducting electricity, meaning they allow the electricity to flow through them easily. By defining these materials, the NEC ensures that the wires will work safely and reliably over time. Also, this rule helps electricians and engineers by giving them clear guidelines on which materials can be used and how to adjust the wire size if they are using something other than copper or aluminum. Now, let's break down what these recommended materials actually are. Copper. Copper is one of the best materials for conducting electricity. It's efficient, reliable, and widely used in home wiring. However, it is also more expensive compared to some other materials. Next, we have aluminum. Aluminum is a good conductor too, but it's not as efficient as copper. It's lighter and cheaper, which makes it a popular choice for things like power transmission lines and some home wiring. Third, we have copper-clad aluminum, which is a combination of aluminum with a thin copper layer on the outside. It gives you the cost-effectiveness of aluminum while also providing some of the better conductivity of copper. Next, let's talk about wire size. The size of the wire is really important because it determines how much electricity the wire can safely carry. The thicker the wire, the more electricity it can handle. So, if you're switching from copper to aluminum or using another material, you'll need to adjust the wire size because aluminum, for example, doesn't conduct electricity as well as copper. This means that to safely carry the same amount of current, you'll need to switch to a thicker aluminum wire compared to copper. Let's walk through an example to make this rule clearer. Imagine you are wiring your home and you're planning to use copper wire. If the NEC says you need a 12 gauge American wire copper wire for a certain circuit that's based on the assumption that you're using copper. But if you want to use aluminum wire because it's cheaper, according to the NEC 110.5, you can use aluminum wire, but you need to increase the size. For example, you might use 10 American wire gauge aluminum to carry the same amount of electricity as a 12 American wire gauge copper wire. This is important to adjust the wire gauge size, that is, because if you use a wrong wire size, it could overheat, leading to fire hazards or damage to your electrical system. So, why is all this important? This rule ensures that the wires you are using are safe and can handle the electrical load without causing problems. If the wire is too small for the amount of electricity it needs to carry, it could overheat, which could lead to dangerous situations like fires or electrical shocks. By specifying that copper, aluminum, and copper-clad aluminum are the best materials for conductors, the NEC ensures that the electrical system will be safe and efficient over the long term. To summarize, NEC 110.5 says that electrical conductors must be made from copper, aluminum, or copper-clad aluminum. These materials are safe and effective for carrying electrical current. If you use a different material, you must adjust the wire size to make sure it can safely handle the same amount of electricity. Copper and aluminum are chosen because they are reliable, safe, and allow electricity to flow smoothly. Here are the things you should remember about this rule. Always use copper, aluminum, or copper-clad aluminum for your electrical conductors. If you use other materials, adjust the wire size to make sure it can safely carry the current. This rule helps prevent overheating, damage, and fire risks caused by improper conductor sizing. By following NEC 110.5, you are ensuring that your electrical system is designed with safety in mind. Using the right materials and the correct wire sizes will help avoid accidents and keep your electrical systems running smoothly for years to come. Thanks for watching, and stay safe when working with electricity.